to have you. How about Deacon Scott? He did a pretty good job. He told that. He did that. God bless you today. So good to have all of you all here today.
Amen.
From near and from far.
Amen.
That your family members are glad to see you. We're glad to see you as a church family.
Amen.
We're glad to have you here. Always good to be amongst family.
Amen.
As we told one of the deacons yesterday, Deacon Harrison, we should stop meeting so much at these funerals. We should find some other time to get together and love on each other and be glad to see each other. And it shouldn't be so much as a funeral that we have to come together to really celebrate something.
Amen.
However, it is somebody's funeral that happened that brought us here.
Oh, yes.
But we're going to talk about his resurrection. Because he didn't stay dead. It's good when we can get together and just love on each other and be amongst each other and have a good time together and not thinking about any other emotions or sad things that have brought us together.
Amen.
We're here to celebrate Jesus, and we're glad that you're here today.
Amen.
Thank God for you so much, and we're not going to hold you very long today. Y'all already had a good time. Y'all been just jumping and hollering like y'all really excited to be here.
We are.
Thank God. Okay, somebody said we are. Thank the Lord. It is a blessing to be here because we have so many those that we've been praying for. Let me just do this. Since it's Easter, I can do it. You may not come back till Christmas. Melvina is here and brought the baby. Tell me, say the name again. Say it again. Jeremiah. Okay, I got it, boy. Jeremiah. Okay, all right. Jeremiah. Okay, all right. I thought y'all was saying something else, but I got that. Okay. Thank the Lord. We're really glad to have you all here. Faye is here and brought her babies. Amen. Thank God for that. And I remember when that boy was just a baby. Had a baby that long? That joker got a haircut. You know, some time to pass when the baby can get a haircut. The baby can get a haircut in some time pass. And he walking and got some suspenders on like that. Okay. Look at God. Look at God. That's a blessing. And Courtney drove in. Is that Courtney back there? I'm the pastor not calling your name over the microphone. And brought his daughters with him. Thank God for them. So glad to have them. Brother Cedric is here. And Sister Tarangela is here. Who y'all got with you back there? Layla? Okay, what is Layla to you? Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted you to say. Alright, so Layla is back there. Thank God for them. Who is that behind Brother Cedric? Who is that? I can't see who that is.
Friend of family.
Hey, Sister Hobb, God bless you. Okay, Mama was here a couple weeks ago, and Mama done sent daughter. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All right, well, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Extended family from the hands, baby. Okay, she did it. She said y'all been talking about me over yonder. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Brother John is back there. And I got you some candy, man. I brought a bag of candy just for you. I know I could get you here. I said I know I could get you here some kind of way. I have some candy. Special candy here. Come to church. Lord have mercy. Brother John is my friend, man. He's so cool. We thank God for you. We ask about you often and we pray for you frequently. We thank God for you here. Robin is here. Should I say Robinetta? Robin is here. And brought a baby with her. She said, "There go my baby back there." So I'm like, "No, that big old joker." But he's your baby. So I do understand. And then you brought his girlfriend with him. God bless you. Good to have you. And Relinda is here. Thank the Lord for her. Lord have mercy. soon. Boy, they just, Lord have mercy. But it's all right. We love them. We love them. We love them. Thank God. I'm like Deacon Scott. They crazy. You know your family when you call your family is crazy. I talk about it, but I don't want you saying nothing. I'm the oldest one that could be talking about it. You ain't got no reason doing it. It's gonna be a problem. Thank God for Trey.
Amen. Amen.
Thank God for you. You're here today and here with grandmother.
Yes, Lord.
I'm gonna put you out on blast now. I have called you a couple times. And that phone be like it's hitting the red button. Put your business out. Seemed like to me it's hitting the red button. That's my number. Calling you. I want to get in your business. I just want to say, what's up, dude? What's up, my guy? I'm glad you're here, man. We met some time ago. And, my heart goes out, you know, I'm a young brother. So my heart goes out to you young brothers.
Amen.
I understand some things. I may not understand what you go through specifically, but I understand what it means to be a young brother. Trying to find my way and fight my way through this world. This mean and cruel world. And I'll tell you, you cannot be as successful as you could be unless you come to Jesus. Say it straight up like it is. Come to Him, the world gonna stay cruel. And the world gonna stay mean. The world gonna stay no good. But you're gonna have somebody that you ain't got to lose your mind because everybody else is losing theirs. You're gonna have somebody you can call on in the wee hours of the night when you can't call me. You can call Jesus. He'll help you. He's good at helping folks. That's what he do best. He help people. And so when you come to him, you have somebody you can really rely on. So my heart goes out to you, not just because I want to see you in the church, but because I want the church in you.
Amen.
So when you ain't in the building, and the emotions ain't going on like they're going today, you got something that'll still hold you together. That'll still keep your mind in the right place. I got Jesus in me now. I ain't got to go to church to have, but I got Jesus in me. Now I will say, when you really get him in, you will come to church. You ain't gonna stay away so long when you get him in, because you're gonna want to be around some more of this. This is too good when I come to see my brother, and I don't know what God brought him through, but when I come and he said, thank you, Jesus, it made me say, thank you, Jesus, too. I don't know what you've been through, but if you're excited about Jesus, so am I. He's been good to me, just like it looks like he's been good to you. And so we come together, we congregate together so we can all celebrate Jesus together. Isn't that a blessing? That's a blessing. So I am glad to see you, man. I am glad to see you today. My wife is here with me today. She's a workaholic. She work. And I have to sometimes say, now that's enough work. The ride get lonely sometimes. And she don't sit much sometimes, Handbear. She don't sit very much. But Lord, it's good when you look over there. And she right there. That makes me feel better, man. If I hit a bump, the bump ain't so bumpy, man. Got somebody bump with you. Oh, I hit them bumps by myself, let it boom, boom, the bump is going all over. Man, balance this truck out. I bless you all so much. We love y'all so much. And glad that we're having a good time. Luke chapter 23. We're praying for those bereaved families, those who are having to visit the doctors, those who are feeling some sickness in their bodies from time to time. We're praying for you. Luke 23. We want to read verses 39 through 43. 39 through 43. We have just been in this lesson about being baptized in Christ. And so I'm coming to a conclusion now about being baptized in Christ. It is more than just joining church. It is is having Christ in you. You being submerged in him. So that when things are out of control around you, you're in Jesus. And so he holds you together despite what's going on around you. Now, you may have to do like Sister Gail. Sometimes you get emotional. You may have to cry.
Yes.
But if you got Jesus, he knows how to help that cry. See, I ain't telling you ain't gonna cry. Stuff gonna get hard. But when you got Jesus, you know how to cry. When you get you crying, let me go on, put me some makeup on, and let me put this stuff on. Let me get myself together so I can go handle what I got to handle. Because see, people without Jesus live a hopeless life. So they just cry and they feel like they got no hope. But us that got Jesus, we may cry, but I got some hope. I hope tomorrow will be better than today. I hope that I get out of this stuff I'm in. I hope it turned out better for me than it is right now. We got hope when you got Jesus. You gotta have Jesus in order to have hope. I'm in Luke 23, verse 39 through 43. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, If thou be Christ, save thyself and us. But the other answering rebuked him, saying, Doest not thou fear God, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward, oh my goodness, of our deeds. But this man hath done nothing amiss. And he said unto Jesus, Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom. And Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be with me in paradise. God bless you today for love alone. For love alone. I'm not going to get too much into depth today, but I will come back and maybe revisit some of this. I just want to share just a little bit about how powerful love is. Love is the greatest force in our lives.
Amen.
In 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7 through 9, it says this, But the end of all things is at hand. And what Peter is expressing is the judgment of life is coming upon us. We're facing the judgment in this life. He's saying the time of Jesus is coming and is close at hand. He says this, so be sober in your thought process. Don't lose your mind because the world is out of control.
That's right.
This is what Peter is saying to us in 1 Peter. Don't lose your mind because the world is like it's just going out of control. He said, be sober in your thinking. You got to know what time it is. Then he says this next part, watch unto prayer. So while I'm praying, I am watching. I'm not just so caught up in prayer like I'm just so spiritual, like I'm about to just fall out of the sky and just float away with Jesus. No, I'm watching and I'm praying. I'm watching because I need to see what's going on around me. I need to make sure that there's nothing, funny business happening. But while I'm praying, I'm saying, Lord, if it's something that I don't see, you cover the rest of it. Because I don't care how good you see and how much you know a joker, when you see a joker coming, some jokers will slip up on you. And so whatever you can't see, you need to be praying and saying, Lord, don't let that joker slip up on you. You need to be watching and you need to be praying, but you got to be sober in your mind. The world will cause us to get drunk sometimes. We'll get drunk with trying to be successful in life and drunk with money and drunk with other things in life. We'll get so drunk until we forget what time it is. But Peter said, be sober and know that the day is coming. It's close at hand now. Be sober in your thinking, watch and pray. And he says this, and above all things, have strong love amongst yourselves. This is what I share with the church quite frequently for our guests and the visitors. They'll tell you the only thing that can mess us up in here is when the devil get between us. The only thing that can ruin the church is when you and I fall out with one another. Can't nothing else ruin the church. Only thing ruin the church is when you and I stop seeing eye to eye. But what Peter says is, let strong that one can't fall for the other.
Amen.
It ought to be so that whenever you hurt, I hurt. When that sister got me feeling that, I felt that too. Because I love her. That's my sister. I love her. And I don't want my folks, my family to be hurt. And when they hurt, I'm hurt too. And when you're excited, I'm excited too. I didn't got to get the new car. You might have got the new car. And I'm like, Lord, I'm walking right now. You ought to come on and help me too. And when you got yours, I'm all right with that. Look, love ain't jealous. Love ain't bothered because you getting blessed and I ain't got mine yet. Mine said, let me just praise the Lord because you got one. Give me a ride, but I'm going to give me one after a while. Love not jealous. He said, let strong love go amongst you. This is what he says in verse 9 of 1 Peter 4. For love covers a multitude of sins. That means all of us got some little mishap and mess up in our lives. Everybody got some little past and some little thing you had going on. But love will cover that mess up. Love won't let me hold things over you trying to dominate you because I know what you used to be. I know what you used to say. I know how you used to act. I know what you used to be. Love won't do that. Love will cover it, and then we can go on loving each other and accomplishing the things we need to accomplish in this life.
Amen.
Here is what Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I'm just reading now. And verse 13. He says, now with us abides faith, hope, and love. And then he says, the greatest of these three, talk to me somebody, is love. We need faith to please God. We got to have hope because we can't be living hopeless when we got Jesus. But he says the greatest force of all of these is love. That means when I love God, it don't matter how bad the storm is, I'm let nothing separate me from the love of Christ. Nothing can take me away from him because I love him so I don't want to let him go. Love is the greatest force of all. It was what Paul says in the same chapter in verses 4 through 8. Love is patient. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not boast. Love is not proud. Love is not self-seeking. Love is not easily angered. Love keeps no record of wrongdoing.
Amen.
And then he ends it by saying, love never fails. For love alone, it never fails.
Amen.
Here is what the same writer, Paul, says in Ephesians chapter 3, verses 17 through 19. I want you to be rooted and grounded in the love with Christ in your heart.
All right.
So that you can understand what the breadth or the boundlessness of Christ's love is. That means that Christ's love has no bounds. That means it's not like the basketball court where if you step on that line, I'm quick to holler, out of bounds. When I want the ball back, if you step anywhere near the line, sometimes they get like this jacket where I play, you ain't got to step on it, but if you get close to it, we'll make it up like you stepped on the line, out of bounds. I wasn't out where it looked like you was out. But Christ's love got no bounds. You can't step so far that you step out of his love. You can't step on the line, he holler out of bounds. You can't step nowhere because his love has no bounds. That's a blessing right there. Now, how far you step in life, you think you're really trying to get somewhere. And sometimes we will kind of, try to do our own thing and slip so far. But his love has no bounds. It reaches beyond bounds. Then Paul says this, that we'll be able to comprehend the length of his love, which means it is endless. It has no end, which means no matter how far you keep going, you can't go past where God's love cannot reach. It is endless. That means it's so endless that when you were born, back in the day that you were born, his love was already there. Because it didn't just start when you got born. And then when you come to the end of your life, it doesn't matter that your lifespan has ended. He's going to keep on loving. Because you're going to have some children and some grandchildren that are going to be left here, some uncles and some aunts left here. And his love can't just run out because you ain't here. His love is endless. His love has no end. And Paul says, I want you to understand what the depth of Christ's love is. That means his love is exhaustless. Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir.
It means sometimes you will wear me out. I mean, I'm trying to love you. And you're going to test me now. You're going to push me to a point. Now, don't push me. And you're going to make me tired of you. That's what mama holler, boy. You make me tired sometimes. But God love, it does not get tired.
That's right. That's right.
No matter how much we pull on his love, he never gets tired.
All right.
We don't cause him to get exhausted and gotta take a break or gotta go to sleep or get a nap because I done wore him out today. No, his love is exhaustless, which means it's always full of energy and ready to love me. When you were no good, his love was loving you. When you weren't thinking about God, he was thinking about you. He never gets tired of you. Woo, that's good news for me. You weren't thinking about Jesus. You weren't thinking about trying to come to church. You weren't thinking about trying to serve the Lord. Matter of fact, you were saying all manner of things and doing all manner. You've been guilty of a lot of stuff. And you never tired him out. He knew you when he got you. He knew what he had when he got you. You never got him tired. You didn't get it to the point where I'm sick of loving you. No, his love never gets tired. He knew exactly what he was getting in when he got in a relationship with you and I. Never gets tired. Paul says, I want you to know the exhaustlessness of God's love. Not only that, but the height of his love. It is measureless. Means you can't take a ruler or some kind of measuring tool to see how high does his love go. It goes beyond measure.
Yes.
Which says to me, no matter how high you get,
Yes, sir.
I don't care how many degrees or what kind of education you get, or how many years you've been on your job, and how much your 401k plan will cash out to be your IRA. Don't matter how much stuff you acquire in life, 3, 4, 5 cars, and a whole bunch of dresses and high heels, and a whole bunch of nice suits for Easter and all that. No matter how high you go, you can't go above God's love. You never get above it. His love is so high that you can't get over it.
Yes, Lord.
Paul then says this, for us to know the love of Christ that will pass human knowledge and cause us to be filled with the fullness of God. I want you to know what the love of Christ is so that it will pass all of your understanding. All that you thought you could understand, Christ's love will surpass all that. He says it because of this. When we all look into our past, it will be a critical point to not beat yourself up. Because there are some things in our past we don't want our mama to know. There's some stuff you wouldn't tell your daddy you have done. It's been some places that you have been, you don't want nobody to know you've been over there. He said, I love you anyway, and that's going to pass. It's going to surpass. Why in the world would you love me with my no good self? He wants it to surpass your understanding so you can come to the knowledge of, I got to serve him, I got to love him back, because who in the world can love me in the way I have been? You know you've been mean, you know you've been nasty. I know you dressed it up today and it's all right. I know you've been a mess with yourself. I know you've been terrible. I know some of y'all been 2 handfuls. I know you're smiling today, but I know you've been a booger bear with yourself. Well, let me say about me, I've been a mess because y'all looking at me like you're real sanctified. You know, I don't know what y'all. I've been a mess with myself, but thank God for his love. Oh yeah, thank God that he loved me. Oh yeah, love me blew my mind. That's what he said. He said, I want to blow your mind with my love. Why would you love somebody like me? I want to blow your mind. Because I want you to be filled with the fullness of God. And so what John says in 15 and 13, greater love has no man than this. That a man would lay down his life for his friends.
Oh, yeah.
You and I, we were just like this thief that was on the cross. We were guilty as guilty could be. Oh, yeah, pushing me.
Yes, sir.
And for no other reason except to prove what kind of love he had, Jesus paused just for a moment. I'm about to die. I'm about to go somewhere, but let me hang on just 1 minute. There is one more soul I see I need to save. Love will make the whole thing. Hold up now. I'm about to get out of here, but love made him hold it just for a moment to have a few minutes of revival right there on the cross. You and I were just like the thief. We were no good and we were guilty, as he said, but this man that's hanging here, he has done no wrong. There's no guile found in him. There's no sin found in him. He didn't talk about folk. He didn't lie on them. He didn't cuss people out. He didn't mistreat people as we have done. He said, what we have done, we deserve what we get. You and I were just like the thief.
Yes, sir.
We were guilty and we deserved to die.
Yes, sir.
Jesus, he paused for a moment just to give a revival so that we could have a chance to live with him forever.
Oh, yeah.
So he says to the man here on the cross, he said, today,
Yes, sir.
you'll be with me in paradise. And that's what I want you to know, that it ain't for no other reason but the love of God. That will allow you and I to live in paradise with our Savior Jesus. You hadn't been so good, you hadn't been so kind, but it was the love of God that brought you this far. It was the love of God that saw you in your sins. It was the love of God that saw you doing all manner of things. But the love of God did not get tired of loving you anyway. He still loved you despite your ugly, your mean, and your nasty self. It was nothing but the love of God that allowed us to come together and give him the praise that he deserved. Because when you came to him, it had to be God that put it on your mind. No, you didn't come to your own sense and talk about, I need God in my life. It was God that helped you to know, I need a God in my life. He brought you to your senses, and now we come here and say, Lord, I give you praise for your love. I thank you because you loved me while I was a sinner on my way to hell. You still love me. Paul said that the love of Christ, it never gets tired. That means it'll never wear down and it'll never wear out. No matter how bad we have been, God said, I still love you anyway. He loved us so much that the Bible said they whipped him and they beat him all night long. But the love of God made him take that beating from you and I. The Bible said that they took down his robe and they put an old purple robe on him, trying to make fun of Jesus. But the love inside of him wouldn't let him quit, and it wouldn't let him stop midway of the journey. The Bible said that they took some thorns and they put a crown of thorns on his head. And they made fun of my Savior and they made fun of my Jesus. But love caused him to keep on going. The Bible said that they put a 75-pound piece of wood on his back and they marched him up to Golgotha's hill. The Bible said that some folks spit on him and they mocked him. But love made him keep on going. They took my Jesus and they hung him out on an old rugged cross. Somebody asked me the question, what is it that hung him on the cross? I know they put nails in his hand and I know they riveted his feet. But the nails is not what held my Jesus on the cross. Do you know what held him up there on the cross? It was nothing but love for you and for wave your hand and say, preacher, I got God's love. But love alone is the only reason we're here. Because God loves us. No other reason. I know you're beautiful and you're handsome. I know you done made a little money, but it ain't no other reason. Except that God, He loves us. The doors of the church are open. Come by letter. Christian experience. Candidate for baptism. Come now. God loves us. For love alone. He points it out in this male factor. The fact that all of us have been guilty and should have been hanging on the cross. And what he says is, what we're getting, we deserve this.
Amen.
The whipping we're getting, we deserve it.
Amen.
But this man done nobody wrong.
My Lord.
And since he's done nobody wrong, wherever you going, sir, let me go with you. You got enough sense to know, sir, you ain't got nobody wrong. You got to be somebody. And so wherever you going, can I go to? And the love that you got to understand that this man hanging here ain't never testified in church. You got to understand that this man hanging here, he ain't never been no deacon in nobody's church. He ain't never sung in the choir in nobody's church. You got to understand that the man hanging right there on the cross been a no good rascal all his life. But the love of Christ. I ain't gonna look at what you've been. Today,
This day,
you can be with me.